Good morning, my brothers and sisters in Christ. This morning I woke up and was reading Exodus 1 to 4. We're in a series right now that's referring to Exodus at my church and how God took his people out of slavery from Pharaoh and brought them into the promised land. So I wanted to start reading Exodus so I have reference to it. And I was reading here, and in 3 and 4 is where God appears to Moses and then gives Moses a task. Like he entrusts him to showing the Israelites God's promises and taking them out of slavery. And in this section, Moses has great humility, and he's afraid. For example, in verse 6, in 3:6, it says that Moses hid his face when God appeared because he was afraid to look at God. And I just love that humility. In addition, when God calls him he says in verse 10, 3:10, God says, "I'm sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt." And then Moses says in verse 11, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" And then in verse 12, God says, "I'll be with you, and this will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you," which is both Moses and all the people, "will worship God on this mountain." And at the time when God appeared to Moses in the burning bush, he's on Mount Sinai. And I just love this section because he's like, "Who am I, God? Like, why are you putting this task on me?" And I feel that calling at times, like in my own life, of like, "God, this feels scary. Like, who am I that you want me to do these things?" And there's just this great reminder of like, I'm with you. You're not alone. There's a certain calling on your life because of the things you have gone through. In this example, Moses, and you're going to do it, and you're not going to do it alone. I will be with you. So I'm going to give you a couple more examples that I just love from this section. He continues in Exodus 4, and Moses, in verse 1, Moses answered, "What if they don't believe me or listen to me and say, 'The Lord did not appear to you'?" And I just love this because then, God's like, "Okay, here's another sign, Moses. Here, your staff, look what it's going to turn into." And he just continues to show signs to Moses. Read the section, friends, of like, Moses has disbelief, just like we often have in our hearts. And God's like, "Okay, here's more proof. Trust me. I love you." Be encouraged.